What it is, what it is, what it is, YouTube, you know what it is. It's your boy, the Moose Squad. Let's kick it.
Please welcome the Moose in the house.
Man, I got another adventure for you. I can't make this long at the beginning because this is a very interesting one. But I can say this. At the end, check out my comments about this. But just to recap, just before I get to the end, I want to say the only reason this is my favoriteest composer of all time. All right. So now let's go ahead and get into it. Let me sit back and pull the screen a little bit to me. Bring my coffee back because we are going to get in the world of music. Welcome to the world of music. My name is Damoose from the Moose Squad, and let's get into it. We are going to talk about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This is the lovely man right here. And let's go. The music played in the background is orchestra music by Mixful 20, and that is at freesound.org. And it's a 582.358 and license attribute 4.0. All right, second page. More music. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in 1956 and he died in 1971. Has one of the most influential, popular, and prolific composers in classic period. He composed over 600 works, including some of the most famous and loved pieces of symphonies, chamber, operatic, and chronicle music. Mozart was born in Salzburg to a music family from the early age. The young Mozart showed all signs of prodigal musical talent by the age of 5. He could read and write music, and he would entertain people with the talent of keyboard by the age of 6. He was writing his first compositions. Mozart was generally considered to be a rare musical genius, though Mozart said he was diligent in studying other great composers such as Haydn and Bach. Okay, I gotta move y'all. Okay, so Wolfgang Amadeus, Wolfgang Amadeus was born in January 27th of 1756 in Salzburg, Austria. His father, Leopold Mozart, was a noted composer, instructor, and author of the famous writings on violin playing. He was then in the service of the Archbishop of Salzburg. Leopold and Anne Marie, his wife, stressed the importance of music to their children. Together with his sister Narla, Wolfgang received such intensive musical training that by the age of 6, he was a budding composer and accomplished keyboard performer by 1762. Leopold presented his son as performer at the imperial court in Vienna, Austria. And from 1763 to 1766, he escorted both children to countless music tours across Europe, which included long stays in Paris, France, London, England as well, as visits to many cities with appearances before French and English royal families. Mozart was most celebrated apology as unusual gifted child of this time. As keyboard performer, he also made great impressions as a composer and improviser, one who arranged credits in London, and he won the admiration of musician Jonathan Christian Bach in 1735 to 1782, and he was exposed from his early age to unusual variety of musical styles and tastes across Europe. From the age of 10 to 17, Mozart's reputation as a composer grew to a degree of maturity equal to the most older established musicians. He spent years from 1766 to 1769 at Salzburg writing instrument works and music school dramas in German and Latin. And in 1768, he produced his first real operas. The Germans sings them that within spoken dialogue. Bastian and Bastian, despite his growing reputation, Mozart found no subsequent post open to him, and his father once escorted Mozart at the age of 14 in 1769 and set off for Italy and tried to make his way as an opera composer. In Italy, Mozart as well received the Milan, Italy, and obtained a compassion for opera. In Rome, he was made a member of an honorable knightly order by the Pope. And in Bulgaria, it is the academic Philharmonic award him membership despite the rule normally requiring candidates to be 20 years old. During these years of travel in Italy and return to Salzburg between journeys, he produced his first large setting opera series, that is, count opera of serious subjects. Migrate 1770, Asidore in Albia in 1771, and Luso Solera in 1772, as well as his first string quartet at Salzburg in late 1771. He renewed his writing of symphonies in 1421. Mozart's year in Vienna at the age of 25 to his death at 35 covered one of the greatest developments of short span in history of music. In these 10 years, Mozart grew rapidly beyond the realm of beyond compositors and examined both ideas of methods and elaborate that few could follow, and many of the late Mozart seemed a difficult composer. And major instrument work of this period brings together all the fields of Mozart's early activities in some new ways. 6 symphonies included the famous last 3, number 39 in E flat major, and number 40 in G minor, and number 41 in C major. The Jupiter, a title unknown to Mozart, he finished these 3 works within 6 weeks, during the summer of 1788, a remarkable feat even for him. In the field of string quartets, Mozart produced 2 important groups of works that completely overshadowed any he had written before. In 1780 to 1785, he published 6 quartets: K 387, 421, 428, 458, 464, and 465. And in 1786, added the single Hofmann quartet at K 499. In 1789, he wrote the last three quartets, K575, 589, and 590, dedicated to King Frederick William of 1688 to 1740 in Persia, a noted cellist. Okay, Mozart developed an opera composer between 1781 and his death, and even more remarkable perhaps, since the problems of opera weren't more far-ranging to those of large instrument forms and provided less adequate models. The first important result was German singspiel entitled Die Ewige das Reine in 1782, adoptions from the Segala. Mozart then turned to Italian opera. Mozart produced three greatest Italian operas: the Nozina di Figaro in 1786, The Marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni in 1787 from Pergri, and Caspacatuda Fantuda in 1790. In his last opera, The Magic Flute in 1971, Mozart turned back to German opera and then produced work combining many strands of popular theater and including music expressions ranging from folk to opera. In conclusion, The Magic Flute, Mozart turned to work on what was to be his last project, the Requiem. This mass had been commissioned by the benefactor, financial supporter, said to have unknown to Mozart. And he is supported to have obsessed with the belief that he was in fact writing it for himself. Ill and exhausted, he managed to finish the first two movements and sketches for several more. But the last three sections were entirely lacked when he died. It was completed by his pupil, Franz Schumann, after his death, and occurred in Vienna, Austria, on December 5th of 1791. Okay, so the source of this came from the Encyclopedia and World Biography, and new co-production with Lyric Opera of Kansas City. Now, operalia.org, it's what's on stage, 2016 to 2017. That was Figaro composer. Now, like I said, the music in this video is written by this guy right here, Mig Fuzz 20. You can find them at freesound.org if you like this music, and if you do, leave a comment below. And if you go see that and you go to it, go to freesound.org and look this user up. You can actually type in this number there, and it will take you right to him. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Now, I know the sound in the background was not Mozart. The problem with that would be YouTube is very diligent with music. You can get away with doing reactions and stuff like that on a lot of music, but it just depends. I only done one reaction on this channel, and y'all know that, and that was the That was my favorite group, the Fat Boys. But anyways, let me know in the comment below what you think. I know this video is long. I'm sorry it was long. But I hope you know that I wanted to give you an idea. Now, I'll get into more in the next video when I start doing the other. The next video, I'm going to go ahead and give you a trace on everything and put these two videos together, because I have to put them together with the third video on this subject of music. So be on the lookout for that video, which is coming next. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring that bell for more notifications for videos like this and those others. Smash that like button. Check out one of these videos right here, and deuces.